Apple is going to spend, drumroll, $1 billion on original series next year. That is a big move for them. They're throwing their hat in the ring alongside such players as Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, and others. How much do the others pay? That's a big question, just so we can put it in context. It has been reported that HBO spends $2 billion. Amazon shells out $4.5 billion. And Netflix spends $7 billion a year, or at least they are slated to spend that much next year. What will this bring? You might have already seen Carpool Karaoke is gonna be an Apple series. Grace is already shaking her head. Thoughts, 5 words or less.
Who's next? Coca-Cola?
Apple. I'd take a bite.
I don't have time to watch.
Hey, I really am getting annoyed with this, guys.
Why is that, Grace?
Because we just covered last week that Disney is taking all their movies off of Netflix and they're creating their own streaming service, and it's gonna have some sort of affiliation with ESPN as well and sports content.
Two different ones.
Right, but I mean, like, that's gonna be some sort of a combination. And look,
they're doing an ESPN one and a Disney one.
Brett, would you listen to me?
Sorry, I'm sorry, Grace. I just didn't want you to sound like a fool.
My frustration.
You were starting to sound like a fool to me.
He saved
regularly,
you.
every show.
That was a great co-host. He saved you from foolery.
I can't pay for every channel. I can't keep doing this.
Grace,
so right. I agree with you.
Pay all the time. It's like, do you want this? Well, you have to pay if you want to watch your food show. It's not anything. It's you want to watch your murder show.
CISO.
Pay for your sports, for your CISO. Pay for all. I can't do this anymore.
It's a lot,
Why not just get cable at this point? Just figure it out, guys.
Because a lot of people feel the exact same way you feel, Grace. But here's the thing: these tech companies and hardware companies like Apple are becoming entertainment companies now. They realize that there's a synergy with their product, the entertainment component of their product, and their customer, and they also realize the bankability of making that seamless and convenient for their customers. AT&T bought DirecTV for $48 billion 2 years ago. They launched their streaming service, DirecTV Now, December of last year, and they have their own original content, Taylor Swift Now, and people are eating it up. Over-the-top television is where it's at.
Yeah, but are people eating it up? And over-the-top television, I am with Grace. Like, what is it? 40? It's like you can get a $49 a month subscription to cable services.
You know what would make it more convenient for me?
Yeah.
If it was free. I'm not paying for Tidal. I'm not paying for Apple. I'm not paying for Vivo.
But
all this, I can't pay. I can't do it.
But the thing you guys, we have these. This is how we get our news.
I don't doubt that is. Sorry, go ahead.
And so what I was saying is that, okay, over-the-top television has grown. In 2015, 35% of people had OTT. In 2016, 56% of people had OTT, and it's gonna keep going and keep going. With AT&T's proposed purchase of Time Warner, they will have even more of a landscape to bring us more compelling content. Apple's not dumb. They realize that this is the future, and far be it from Apple to not be at the forefront of something that's gonna matter. No, people are cord cutting more and more and more, and I get it. It's frustrating because when I wanna watch Power on Stars, I have to subscribe to something.
Stars, Reels, Showtime, Show.
Everybody watches Reels.
Look, I'm not down with OTT.
But it's where it's going, and down with OTT.
You should like that too.
Oh my God, yeah, you know me. Great. Leave it to Grace.
You know me. I'm not down with OTT. I'll say it proudly.
But consumers are. Besides you, most people are. Because of the convenience.
I am just an angry bridge troll. I know that, and I am standing in the way of progress. I understand that, but every day I'm just like I am turning into my mother, who is a wonderful woman, and she only has a television that like kind of one half of the television is like dark because it's broken. So like you only see like one half of it, and she just gets her basic cable package, and she's happy with that. That's gonna be me and Netflix and Hulu and.
Why don't you buy your mom a TV? You're a celebrity.
So
she doesn't want one. I've asked her about it, and she says it's fine, and she doesn't watch it that much anyway.
Yeah, that's what makes her great, but it's what makes you terrible for not saying, I'm getting you a new TV anyway.
Actually, it never occurred to me.
It's like $95 in some places.
You can get like a 42-inch Insignia from like Target.
Yeah,
listen to this man, he knows what he's talking about.
I really flubbed this one.
No, you're a good daughter. We all know that to be true. It is, to me, there are a lot of options out there, and the OTT is fine in terms. I have no doubt that the delivery mechanism of the future and even the present is going to your phones and going to your whatever smart TV interface you have to find all these over-the-top distribution services. The thing is, if I have to keep subscribing to them, the more that I am established as a Netflix user, and the smart thing that Amazon did was lump it in with Amazon Prime. So with your free delivery, you get a subscription to all this stuff.
That makes sense though. Same thing with AT&T. It's about integration. Because like, okay, if you have AT&T, you have, let's say everyone has an unlimited plan now, right? So AT&T gives you, for $10 a month, you can have stream DirecTV now, and it doesn't use any of your data, another amazing factor to have. So these companies are gonna get smarter and smarter because they do realize that it is expensive, that people are paying for a lot of other things, and that the attractiveness of these streaming products is going to wane. So they have to make it more attractive for you.
It's just as it gets more and more saturated. Like, do you have any desire to watch like original Apple content?
No. Also, is AT&T's thing called Audience?
That's on Uverse.
Exactly. It's very confusing, and if it's lumped into your your cord buying stuff, if it's logged in, if it's dependent on me having like a Spectrum account or a Time Warner or a DirecTV account, that seems like it's just another thing. And having those TV streaming services versus these digital only streaming services, it's just a lot to wade through, and each additional one costs me more. On the one hand, you're gonna have like really good competition between them to hopefully yield the best content, but I think that there's way too much just on Netflix, who apparently has $15.7 billion in outstanding obligations for future development or stuff that they still have in the pipeline. There's just too much for me to wade through that I feel, and then if there's one thing that's really good on like Hulu, it's gonna be a pain in the ass for me because I'm not gonna be able to talk about it. On the other hand, like Handmaid's Tale made me find a way to get Hulu.
That's what Apple is gonna need, is that they're gonna need to find a show that people will make some sort of a sacrifice or adjustment for, or use their parents' code like I do for some things. And I think that carpool karaoke isn't gonna be what breaks that.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? That's what I thought was interesting too, is like, I'm not gonna carpool karaoke, I'll just rewatch the Mariah Carey one where she clearly didn't wanna sing. It's actually a great one, it's a great one.
I see it
I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so I don't know, and then I'm gonna be grumpy if they come out with a show I do wanna watch, because then I'm gonna be like, God damn it, I can't keep going to my friends and seeing who has a login or buying something new.
There's gotta be some kind of two different kinds of subscriptions. One is a free one with commercials, and one is a pay without commercials. Because they're still getting theirs. There's no fast forwarding through it. Like Hulu, you need a subscription, but it also has commercial for Handmaid's Tale, which is kind of annoying.
Pisses me off.
This is exciting though. I think Apple's smart. They're not going to, I think the carpool karaoke is them dabbling with seeing if people are receptive to that type of programming on Apple. But what's really good about subscription television or being online and over the top is that you have more opportunity to bring, and more creative freedom to bring some really compelling television. Apple's not gonna flub this at all. It's probably gonna end up being super phenomenal and probably even better than Netflix. Oops, did I say that? Better than Netflix.
Well, that's the thing, is like they can flub it till they don't. You know, they can do failure after failure as long as they are Apple and have all that money. They can keep going till they win. I mean, look at Grace right now. Can we just have a close up on Grace? This is Grumpy Grace, and when Grumpy Grace is here, it ruins everybody's day. I'm wearing a Halloween shirt.
I hate this.
But just one last thing is, like, AMC was a channel that was all old movies.
Oh, I missed that.
And then they were like, they were saying like people aren't gonna watch you. They can do TCM or pay for better movies on HBO. You need to differentiate yourself. And then they did Mad Men and Breaking Bad and Walking Dead, and they created themselves through one hit. And that model works on cable, but it seems like it also works on Netflix and all these streaming services. And the thing to put your heart at ease is it will take something really good to make this work for them. So you're angry at the existence of it now, but whatever results that hit will be good enough to turn that frown literally upside down.
Oh my God.
There she is.